Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to make the baby doll dress. I'm going to be showing it on Angel Philia, but the pattern that you're going to build can be adjusted to any doll you've got. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use the Angel Philia, who is quite a big bust, this particular one. So first of all, what I need, I just downloaded it here. Apologize, it's obvious. So we will need to take the circumference of her under the bust, exactly under the bust. So, and that is, she is 15 centimeters. Actual bust from top of it, from here, from very top to the bottom, and that is 8 centimeters, and across each of the breast is 9 centimeters, top of the breast roughly here to where we're thinking the base of our baby doll dress will be. Roughly here we measured let's say 12 centimeters. Let's build first of all the actual bodice, or not, well, yeah, bodice you can call Bastier. We measured from the top of the breast, from the top of it to here 8 centimeters and across 9, so we just need one piece of the bodice because we can duplicate for other one. Right, draw a line for 8 centimeters long. And just 4.5, which gonna be, we said 9 centimeters across, so 4.5 each way. And I would say we need about 70%, just, which is about, let's say, 5 centimeters out of this 8 centimeters. Not exactly middle, just don't find, it's not going to be a middle, so we need a bit more on the top, and whatever's left, like let's say 70% to 30%. And then you kind of see like a rhombus. So it's not really the rhombus we need. What we need though is to build, so this, so we're building the body, so I don't know what to call it, for each part of it. It's not obviously square like that, or not square, like rectangular like that, so it's a bit more so basically drawing it, connecting the lines. This is the bottom of the bust. This is where we're gonna gather it. So this is the line basically, when for the ease of making, to connect this to, that's also this part basically gonna get gathered in order to make that bodice for each breast. Now the strap is, we said, 12 centimeters, so I would just make a note. The strap, for the strap you can use a ribbon, it's easier, so you don't need to turn it, you don't need to do anything to it, like Atlas ribbon. They come in all sizes. I would say the most appropriate size for the Atlas ribbon gonna be about, in thickness, about 1 centimeter max, I would say. So 1 centimeter is that strap, so it's 1 centimeter here. And the length, we said 12 centimeters each, so let's say cut 30 centimeters long. Reference of the under the bust. That's what we need. Under the bust, 15 centimeters. So divided by 2, we're gonna get 7.5 centimeters long. So if we draw the line 7.5 centimeters long, again, how thick is going to be, it's up to you. I would say 2 centimeters for SD doll, or for Angel Philia 2.5 maybe is plentiful. Let's do 2 and a little bit. So that's 7.5 centimeters long. So this is going to be our fold in fabric. So why I have half, because if you look at this area, it's kind of like it doesn't go just straight like that, isn't it? It got to be very deep here, so that's all we need to replicate on this one as well. So just building up, building that deep here, not too much, just kind of bring it, make it be a bit more 3D basically. So bringing the deep up, so it's gonna fit under or between the breasts. So, and obviously, because we built so much here, let's deduct this from, so it's 1.5 centimeters. So we don't need this, but we can cut it out. And obviously, like I said, you probably need a little bit of seam allowance here, because again, we're going to be using lining. Trust me, lining is much easier to sew with the lining than without, because then you don't need to worry about that seam's gonna get exposed and so on. So that's gonna be your strap, and that's gonna be your fold now here. Not this one, but here is gonna be your fold. The skirt though, I would say, because it's a baby doll, 50 to 60 centimeters for SD size doll, or for Angel Philia's. Angel Philia is about 50 centimeters tall. Let's say 60 centimeters long, the strip of fabric, and in terms of its height, I would say 13 centimeters. It's really depends what you want to achieve. You can make it as long as to the floor length, but it's not going to be baby doll then anymore. I would say the shorter the better. Okay, so let's recap. We've got 4 cups, got 2 straps. We said 12 centimeters each, so I put 13 just with the allowance. It's just a ribbon, as you can see, just a ribbon. So 2 straps, 2 pieces under bust pieces, with the actual kind of base or foundation, which cut on the fold, and the skirt, which is, in my instance, it's 60 centimeters by 13 centimeters. I highly recommend you press all the fabric before you cut it, and also during the sewing you will find that you'll need to press it as well. So have an iron ready. If you don't do that, you will end up with wonky garment, 100%, trust me. Done it so many times. Laziness. We need the straps and we need the caps. So in my instance, I've got fabric which has got right and wrong side. So this fabric is like a stretchy lace, but you don't have to use a stretch at all here. You need to decide which way your strap is gonna go, either this pretty way or the other pretty way. I think doing like that, so need to be equally from, kind of look at each other rather than not. And take the top parts out. We need to put them good side up, and so need to attach the strap. So the principle, what I'm doing is I'm pushing the strap like this, and then I'll put the top one good side to good side, remember, and we're gonna, it has to be exactly, the strap has to be exactly perpendicular and very straight to the point here. Otherwise, when we're gonna turn it inside out, it's gonna look wonky. So, and then once we do this, you secure it with the pins, and you had a stitch line, just stitching basically normal machine stitch from here to the top and from the top to the other corner. Leave the bottom part open completely, because this one we're gonna take it inside out. So I stitched this from one corner to another and left the bottom open. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna take the pins out and we're gonna turn it inside out. I take needle and thread. You can use sewing machine for that, but I prefer it by hand. So basically we need to gather. Remember I said there is a gather line here. As you can see, they'll gather as I go. So you need a doll at this point, so you roughly know whether it's gonna fit or not. So let's pretend it sits like that. Yeah, okay, fine. So probably I leave it. So yeah, roughly 4 centimeters. So if you leave 4 centimeters, it will be plentiful. That's one. Now do the same with the second one. That's the underbust part. And if you're using fabric which is good wrong or right side, so currently what you're doing, this is the right side up and the right side up for the cups. So right side to right side. So what we're gonna do is flip them over like that, flip that one too, and we have to align them so they kind of this meets in the middle. So once you attached these cups to the bust, so that's how it looks from other side. Let's flip it back and use another piece. So this basically creates an lining. So this is going to be a lining, and we just connect in the same fashion with this piece. So making sure it's in the middle. Yeah. This time I'm going to be using pins. So now you just need to stitch on top of it. Stitched on top. Now remove the pins. If you're using pins, you can use pegs, you know, the small sewing pegs. I use them most of the time, in fact, especially when there's a lot of layers of fabric, but I need to get them out. So flip it, and here I would say we definitely need to trim this excess here, otherwise it will be a bit bulky. So that's the skirt, or the rectangular piece. What you need to do now is to hem the side, the long part, and another side. So leave the one open because we're gonna hide it anyway. There is no point hemming it. Hem this now. I hemmed the skirt and I left the top unhemmed. However, what I did, I ran a stitch, like a machine stitch in this instance, but you can just use the needle and thread because we need this together. So don't put any knots in here, because what we're gonna do now, I'll need to gather the fabric until we have the same size as this strip. So I leave a little bit out, just a little tiny bit. I'm gonna use pins to pin. So we're pinning right side to right side. So we're only pinning to this strip, the one of the layers, not the both of them. So stitch it here. So I put this the straight stitch here, and I'm gonna take the pins out. That's what it's look like for now. Should look like. The other thing is, while you're still at the sewing machine, you could so just how to explain it. You know this flap which we left, and I said this flap gonna be used to cover this, to make it neat. This is the other side, the wrong side of the garment. So what I would do, I usually, to ease myself, I hem this top bit a little bit, so when I use it here, it's already covered neatly in all these things. Once I've done that, what I'm gonna do is, do you see the ends are, so this end is finished, that's why I left a bit over here. This end is obviously a bit rough. You need to sew together very end of this like that. I will explain later why. Okay, so what I did again, hemmed this flap, and then I put the stitch, straight stitch here from each side. So what it basically did, if you now turn it like that, it will cover nicely everything. You see, so that's the right side, that's the wrong side, so it's gonna cover everything here. And the same, yeah, just use scissors to make it neater, and to cover these bits here, more or less. We need to secure this bit over here so it covers nicely. At the same time, we want to have a neat front as well. It's up to you how we're gonna do it. You can glue it, actually. You can glue it and get away with that. You need to use very good fabric glue which doesn't stiffen the fabric. You can buy them, because the one I've got stiffens the fabric and it's not very well, I just don't like it. And pretty much the dress, or the baby doll dress, is ready. After you've done that, it's only the matter of applying the hook on the back, and then attaching the straps. I just do it with the needle and thread, because I can control it where I put it and how I like it. So guys, that's the finished product. I'm not gonna finish, I'm not gonna do anything to this, to the bag, but you can put snaps in here if it bothers you, but it doesn't bother me. So yeah, and I put the rows in here, just stitched it with a couple of stitches, and that's it. Any questions, please ask. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and next time I'm gonna show you other projects, really easy one for Angel Philia, how to dress them in nice pastel colors. See you later, bye.